All right, what's up, Michigan? You know what time it is. My name is Lorne Plant. This is State Champs Michigan's High School Hangtime Chalk Talk, the podcast powered by the nearly 6,000 great men and women that make up the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. Every week we have a conversation with a high school basketball coach from around the state of Michigan, and it's always a good day when I get a chance to chat with a man I've known now for almost 20 years. If you can believe that. He is the head coach for our now second-ranked team in the state in the latest State Champs Super 20 rankings, representing North Farmington High School, Todd Negoshian. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate it. It's hard to imagine it's been 20 years already.
I know. We'll talk a little bit about our history, but first off, you guys, and I didn't find the information on this. You guys took on Oak Park on Tuesday night. How'd that game turn out?
We were able to get out of there with the win. Their Shep does an unbelievable job with them. The kids play hard. They're organized. They really can score the ball, and we were able to get out of there luckily last night with the win.
All right, well, congratulations on that. You know, there used to be 3 high schools in the Farmington Hills area. Farmington Hills Harrison High School officially closed in 2019. The school really wasn't that far from North Farmington. I'm not sure how the district is divided up now, but I'm sure the population rose at the school now that there's just 2. Do you find North Farmington is more of a player now in all sports in general, just by the fact that there's more students there? I mean, it's been 4 years now.
We do. I mean, I think Harrison closing was tough on our district, but unfortunately it was a necessary evil that had to be done just because our enrollment was dropping.
Yeah.
Our enrollment really hasn't gone up that much with the closing of Harrison. We're maybe 100 kids more. But from a school standpoint, when they brought over the Harrison football coaching staff, we're getting more and more kids that are dual sport athletes that I don't think we used to get in the past. And I think a big part of that is Billy Sloban, our strength and conditioning coach, that came over with the Harrison guys, who from day one has put his arms around our program, embraced us, and been unbelievable in the weight room and in the mindset of our athletes, especially with basketball, of getting them to the next level.
He is a madman. You know, I've known Coach Sloban forever, and again, a guy who it can be 0 degrees out and he's in a tank top and shorts. This we know. And again, was, the most devout Harrison Hawk that you could find, but then embraced the change, came over, and has made a real difference.
He is. He is a madman, and I think that's what makes him so special. Is he's a madman. He's crazy. The shorts and the tank top is Billy.
Yeah.
But he loves kids, and he has embraced our school, our program. He was Harrison through and through, and the way he's been able to adapt to change and accept it shows our guys you just got to roll with it. And he's been an unbelievable influence with our guys mentally, physically, and emotionally with everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And, speaking of a guy who loves kids, your father, Todd Negoshian, was the head basketball coach at North Farmington for how many years?
He was there 25 years in total as the head coach in 2 different stints.
Wow. So was it always your intention to take over when he stepped down?
It wasn't. He actually tried to get out a year earlier, and our principal at the time, Rick Jones, kind of forced him to come back for 1 extra year so he could try and talk me into it. My intention was to go somewhere else and start something different with him, and try and start something from the ground up. But the extra year he took as the head coach, when I got to sit with Rick Jones a lot, it just put in my mind that this is where I belong. I grew up in the gym. I grew up in the school. I grew up in the community. Dad was there 25 years. This is year 12 for me.
Yeah.
I'm only 42 years old, and
Right.
I played 4 years in high school, not at North. So
Right.
This is where I've been my whole life. This is home. Having the alumni come back randomly and knowing those guys, those are the guys I looked up to when I was little. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to play like them. And having them come back and embrace the program and say, man, I just remember you when you were, waist high and running around, and that's home to me. And now that I'm there and I've been there for 12 years, I'm happy I made the decision to stay there. I'm happy Rick kind of forced my hand with it, and it's been an unbelievable, basically 37 years for our family at that place.
Yeah. And where did you play college basketball again?
I went to Cornerstone for a year, where we were able to win the national championship
Right.
NAI, and then transferred back to Wayne State.
Okay, that's right. Because you were a great college basketball player. A lot of people, especially, don't know that much about your background as far as that goes. And all the people I talked to always said, like, "Oh, no, you brought it." So let me ask you this: Yeah, I know. How deep are the roots of basketball in your family? Does it go beyond your dad?
It does. My brother's the head coach at Walled Lake Northern. He's been there, 3 or 4 years now, I think. But he was an assistant at Waterford Kettering with Brian Tass for a long time. Then he got out of it when he had young kids and got back into it when John Jokai was the coach at Northern. He was John's assistant coach.
Right.
And then when John left and went to De La Salle, he took over. Basketball is in my family. It's been very, very deeply rooted in us, and it's been very good to our family. The connections we have with people, the friendships, the relationships, they go beyond anything you can think of. And what the game has meant to my family, my brother, my dad, my mother, it's been a great tool for us to use to be very close as a family and do a lot of different things that we've been very fortunate to be able to do.
Absolutely. We're talking with Todd Negoshian, the head coach at North Farmington High School. Now, when I met you, we were both at Oakland University. You were the team manager, for lack of a better term, and I was the internet radio guy traveling with the team. Those were fun days. Do you have the desire maybe someday coaching at the collegiate level, whatever level that is? I mean, again, you're still a young guy, relatively speaking.
I don't. I've lived that. I had a great run when I was with Campy. I'm still real close with them. And it was a great situation. It was a great time. It was a great 3 years getting to the NCAA tournament, being part of everything with him, being as close as I was with him every single day, and still to this day. But the way the game's changed, the way society's changed, I don't want to go down that road. I am completely happy where I'm at. I think you can have more influence on kids' lives in high school than you can in college. Making sure they go down the right path, being on them about grades, making sure everything they're doing for them is setting them up for the rest of their lives. So when they're on their own, they can succeed. And I'm comfortable where I'm at. I love it. And for me, there's no desire to go any further unless it was a once in a lifetime great opportunity, which, I don't see happening. But like we always say, you got to listen when people want to talk, because it doesn't cost anything to listen.
There you go. And we're all about, we said it before we even started rolling here, we're all about today. And let's talk about today. Let's talk about those Raiders. Your team had recent wins on February 9th at Rochester Adams and February 11th versus Chicago DePaul College Prep, and that was at Benton Harbor in the Wilson Chandler Showcase. So 16-1 now, I believe, now on the season. Is this the best team as far as, just looking at where you guys are at right now, just in terms of thinking about, where you can go? Is this the best team maybe since 2016 that made it to the state finals?
I think it's right there with them compared to that team. I think this team is very similar in it. I think this team we play harder defensively with this group. I think that group was better offensively. But the similarities with both groups, with how much kids love to be in the gym and put time in, and the closeness of the kids, is very similar. And I tell people all the time, we can be as good as we need to be on both ends of the floor, but that whole camaraderie and selflessness of kids is what makes you successful. And I feel like this group, just like the other group, has that for us to be successful. and we're 16-1. We're happy with it. It's been a great start to our year, but in our program, we've always said nobody remembers how you start; they remember how you finish, and that's kind of where we're at. We want to continue to hit our stride, hopefully for March, and see what can happen with us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's always going to be a dogfight every single game, especially once you get into March. Having that team that believes in itself, it's those moments. It's those moments at the end of the game that literally create your destiny. So tell me what makes this team special. Obviously, Ryan Hurst is a beast, potential Mr. Basketball candidate, but I see great depth and chemistry when I watch your team. You feel that way?
I do. It's we're very selfless with this group. We got 5-6 guys that could average 20 points a night, and they give up a lot individually for the success of our team. And that tells you what kind of kids they are and how much winning means to them. And in today's society, I'm not sure that's the norm anymore. You watch Twitter, you get onto Instagram, and all it is about my highlights and me and me and me.
Right.
And we really don't have that in our program with this group. We're very fortunate, and we know that. It's they sacrifice themselves for the betterment of the team, and we give up good shots to get a teammate a great shot. And we do that all the time. And the guys are on each other about it. And the way they are so unselfish every single day is kind of, a big part of why we're 16-1. And their big goal just to win and be successful as a team.
Please give a shout out to some of your guys that have been playing really, really well for you this year, and what makes them unique in their skill set.
I think you said it. Ryan Hurst is a Mr. Basketball candidate. He can score at all three levels. Tyler Spratt is just he's one of our guys that if we needed him to score 20 points a night, he could. He reeled us out last night. We shot the ball awful against Oak Park, and he bailed us out tremendously. Hit a big 3 for us when we were up 1, and really played well. He does a lot of things really well. Scores it, rebounds it, gets to the rim, handles it. Landon Williams is our point guard. He's another one that we could have on a wing scoring for us, but with our group, he's got to be our point guard. And he sacrificed a lot. He's averaging 6 or 7 assists a game, playing really well for us. Dwayne Ray comes off the bench and gives us a huge spark of energy with how hard he plays as an undersized guard. Just a tough bulldog mentality. Lee Hardy and Donovan Williams are our 2 post players, and they're great together. They're opposites, which is perfect for us, but they give us the same thing with how hard they play and they rebound the ball. So it's been a great year. And then this year we've added, Makai Prince Jackson to our mix, who had to sit out all last year.
Right.
With the politics of some stuff that I'm not going to get into because I'd like to have my job. But he's been a great addition. He's done a great job learning. And he averaged over 20 as a sophomore, sat out last year. And his unselfishness for the betterment of our team has been a huge contributing factor as well. He can go. He's a bulldog. He can get to the basket. He can shoot it. And they're all just such a great group of kids. And then our other kids that come off the bench with those guys has just been a great compliment to each other. They get along. They have fun together. They're always clowning around with each other. And when it's time to flip the switch to play and practice, they do that.
Well, there's no doubt Division I is, I think, up for grabs this year. No doubt about it. I think anybody can compete with anyone. The great thing about all these showcases, especially, how your team gets out there and tries to play as many, different teams and great teams throughout the state, prepares you for your ultimate goal. You've been a member of BCAM for so long. Can you talk about the association and what it means to you and coaches around the state?
Well, I think it gives us a common ground to try and change things for the betterment of kids. And I think the larger we get, the more we can evolve. I think the MHSA has done a great job in trying to listen and support what we do. I think Dan Young's been tremendous in trying to adapt and change. and get us moving forward a little bit in the state of Michigan. We all don't always agree on everything, but I think BCAM has done a great job of keeping us all together and not letting us divide by, Metro Detroit, the West Side, the outstate teams. We've really come together as a group and as an organization to really know that bottom line is we're trying to do what's best for kids and the betterment of our game in our state. And that's got to be first and foremost on the agenda. And I think Dan's done an unbelievable job with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the group. BCAM is all about one team. They're urging schools to have events that celebrate both teams in the spirit of unity. You can go to bcam.org for details. You can nominate a Coach of the Week. Once again, bcam.org is the website. Coach Negoshian, always a pleasure. Good luck the rest of this season. It's going to get really fun from here on out.
It is. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do for kids with promoting them, getting them out. It's a whole new society we're in with technology, and you guys are a big leader of that with promoting our kids in our state. You said it. It's going to get fun in March. Our side of the state is just absolutely jam-packed with talent, with teams, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to be a part of, and we're just going to see where we can end up and go from there.
All we can do. We'll see what happens. And you can watch it all right here on the State Champs Network. Coach Negoshian, Todd Negoshian, thank you, my friend. We'll see you later.